He said, a missional theology is not content with mission being a church-based work. Rather, it applies to the whole life of every believer. Every disciple is to be an agent of the kingdom of God, and every disciple is to carry the mission of God in every sphere of life. We are all missionaries. Look at the person beside you. Okay, he is a missionary, right? Wait, I'm not a pastor. Wait, I'm not a cross-cultural missionary. Wait, I'm not a Bible teacher. You all are missionaries. When you signed up for the kingdom of God, when you became a Christian, when you are a Christ, or you become a Christ follower, you are now a missionary for Jesus Christ. Amen. You are the army of the living God, part of that army. See, God is on a mission, and the church is called to join that mission. It's not the church that has a mission. It's God who has a mission, and He asks us to join that mission. God's on a mission. Let me give you a few more examples. This is Ruby, one of our ushers. I was talking to her earlier. Ruby on the left. And she was talking about, she lives in Blue Boss in Makati, in a community in Makati. And she reaches out to teenagers in her community. And she reaches out in her community. She's not a Bible teacher. She's not a pastor. She's not a cross-cultural missionary. She's not a seminary student. None of that sort. But she's reaching out to her community. And she has brought many teenagers to Christ who she was able to at least pluck out of drug addiction, pluck out of teenage pregnancy, of all these different things that they can do or can be done to them. And so because of that, she's advanced the kingdom of God in Blue Boss. How many of you know that's the kingdom of God at work? All right? And so Danny and Josie Francisco, they live in one of the buildings here in BGC. I think it's Ascensa. And so what they do, they just share the love of God with neighbors. They did yesterday a, like an art play of sorts. And so they brought in their neighbors and said, we want to share the love of God and let's just play together. And how many of you know that's advancing the kingdom of God? And so bridging the gap so that we can bring people to Christ. And you see, I read this book years ago. It's called, or not years ago, but last year. It's called Reimagining Evangelism. Sometimes we think evangelism is closing the deal right away. It's not closing the sale. We think of it sometimes as sales agents. Don't think of it as sales agents. You are travel guides. Okay? Because, sometimes we think, you have to accept Christ today. If not, you're going to go to hell. Right? And so, let's just walk with them. What does that mean? You go to the office. Hey, I heard your mom's sick. Can I pray for you? How many of you know that's evangelism? Oh, you know what? I heard that this is something going on in your family. Can I, just go and visit you? You're engaging and inching them closer to the presentation of the gospel of the kingdom. We don't have to be sales agents. We don't need to close this sale. Because the Bible says somebody will water, somebody will plant. Somebody, maybe you will harvest, but don't think you're the only one. You're harvesting because of your work. No, somebody planted, somebody watered the seeds. God is the one who made it grow. God is in a mission, and He has called the church to join that mission. See, God's called us to do this in this nation, and to also do this in every other nation in the world.